The top 7 banks are going to break another record this year. Not in how well they did. Actually, some of them are doing poorly. Bank of America is in really bad shape. Is that going to stop them from giving record bonuses to their employees? Of course not. Top 7 banks alone, $156 billion in compensation in 2011, according to estimates through the first 3 quarters of the year so far. $156 billion, better than ever done. Why? It's not even because the banks are doing well. It's because the executives are like, let me hurry up and take all the money I can. Just suck that money out of those banks, maybe before they go under, right? Because they got to take it home and run. Because those banks, look, I keep saying it, Bill Black nailed it, wrote a brilliant book where he said, the best way to rob a bank is to own a bank. These guys don't even own the bank, they just run the bank. The shareholders own it, but the best way to rob a bank is to run a bank. Say, bank's doing bad, Bank of America, who cares? I drink your milkshake. I take all the money, the shareholder money, the taxpayer money, and I put it into my yachts and my mansions. Literally what's happening. You want to look at this? Goldman Sachs compensation for their 38,900 employees. On average, they're getting paid $362,862. That's an average for nearly 39,000 employees. That's stunning. That includes all of their employees that are doing office management or office supplies. That includes all of their employees. Their average is over $360,000 per year. Where do you think the money's going? It's going to the banks. Are they producing anything? Are they creating anything? No. They're getting secret meetings from from Washington, that we just told you about in the Wall Street Journal article. And they say, it's easy to make money if I know Visa stock's going to go up because Chris Dodd told me. It's easy to make money if I know Aetna stock is going to go up because the congressman and the senators working on it told me. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, made $20.8 million last year. You know what that is? That's an hourly wage of $10,400. That's not $10,000 a day, which would be unbelievable. That's over $10,000 an hour. An hour. JP Morgan Chase says, no. We didn't have to take the bailouts. We took the bailouts to help the U.S. government. Then we find out through a Bloomberg story that they took twice as much money from the Federal Reserve as they had cash on hand in their own bank. Why? It's free money. Sometimes the interest rates were as low as like 0.002%. It's free money. They took it, they turned around, and the banks in total, as Bloomberg pointed out, made $13 billion in profit from the interest difference that they charged you guys and the small business in this country and everybody else, and treasury bonds, which is again us, based on and the amount that they paid, which was nearly nothing. Free money for bankers. That's why they make over $10,000 an hour. Meanwhile, a new report out, 1.6 million kids homeless in this country. 1 out of every 45 kids in this country are now homeless. Well, sad day for them. They should have been bankers. That's what Rush Limbaugh would say. He said, if you don't have food, why don't you go to the refrigerator? That's what Limbaugh said. Newt Gingrich says, you're poor kids? You know what? You shouldn't get a free education. Forget college education. You shouldn't even get a free secondary education. No, you should be cleaning the toilets of the rich kids so that we'll allow you to go to school. Gee, I wonder why people are angry in the country. I can't quite tell. Can you tell? But why is there an Occupy Wall Street movement? I'm having trouble trying to figure it out. Now, you think income inequality in this country is bad? Let me give you a sense of perspective here. 2 historians, none of them named Newt Gingrich, did a study. Walter Scheidel and Stephen Friesen, they did it for per square mile. They looked at ancient Rome and estimated, of course it's an estimate, that the top 1% in ancient Rome controlled 16% of the wealth. Now that's a huge percentage. What is the percentage today in America? The top 1% control 40% of the wealth. Much worse than ancient Rome. Okay, to give you a sense of perspective, the total net worth of the bottom 60% of this country, 60%, majority of the country, does not equal the wealth of the Forbes 400 richest people in the country. Just 400 people richer than 60% of the country. You think that's bad? The 6 heirs of Walmart, they didn't even do anything. Their dad is the one who built the business, handed the business to them, and they ran it. Some of them didn't even run it. They just went, like Paris Hilton, sat by a pool and collected the money, right? Those guys, of course, have spent tens of millions of dollars lobbying. Why? Because they want to pay less taxes. They're like, oh, my dad worked hard, or my grandfather worked hard, so that I should be able to sit by a pool and pay no taxes on it. What, did you work hard? No, I didn't work hard at all. I got the money for free. But so what? I want to pay as little taxes as possible. And it worked. They lowered the estate tax from 55% to 35%. Under President Bush, right? Wrong. Under President Obama. The top 6 heirs for Walmart have this combined wealth of 30% of this country. Nearly the equivalent of 100 million people. You think we got an income inequality problem in this country? Gee, I can't figure it out. Why is there an Occupy Wall Street movement? Why are people worried about income inequality? Huh, that's weird.